Musk is once again hyping the trillion-dollar AI conversation. Neural networks are asking you to press pause. Coca-Cola is riding a wave of hate. Engineers in China unveiled a robot with breasts. Astronauts are flying wings in zero gravity. And mosquitoes are officially dead. All this and more right now. But first, give it a like, check your bell, and let's get going. Yes, you read that right. It's a robot with breasts. Chinese company Xpeng unveiled its new humanoid android, Iron, and it's the world's first robot where customers can choose their gender, body type, and behavior. Iron has synthetic muscles, soft skin, and its own spine that mimics human movements. You can change its appearance, costume, and even its personality. At the presentation, the robot was so realistic that many seriously thought there was a person on stage. To prove otherwise, the engineers publicly cut open the skin on the leg, revealing the mechanisms inside. But the internet, as usual, went into paranoia mode. Jokes circulated that it could have been a girl with a prosthetic since no one had ever opened the other leg. To settle the matter once and for all, Xpeng released two videos a couple of days later. One showed assembly and testing at the factory, and the second showed Iron completely stripped of its skin, demonstrating movements and even martial arts elements. After this, there was no doubt this was a real machine, not an actor. The numbers are also impressive. 82 movable joints, 3 proprietary AI models, a solid-state battery, and proprietary XP hardware. Mass production begins in April 2026. The price is being kept secret, but it's already clear. A very interesting robot will hit the market. Meanwhile, the smartest minds on the planet are demanding a halt to AI development. Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, and hundreds of scientists have signed an open letter calling for a pause on neural network development. According to them, models at the level of GPT-4 and more powerful already pose a threat to humanity, and the situation increasingly resembles the emergence of nuclear weapons. The main question is, should we allow machines to catch up and surpass us before we even have the rules of the game? The letter's authors propose temporarily freezing the training of models more powerful than GPT-4 for at least 6 months to allow the world to develop safety protocols. If no one voluntarily slows down, governments must intervene. The petition was published on the Future of Life Institute website, and among the signatories are engineers from Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, and dozens of researchers around the world. The official reason is the risk of uncontrolled AI. The unofficial one is that someone may have simply been too busy watching Boston Dynamics videos. Musk also didn't miss the opportunity to add fuel to the fire. At a Tesla shareholder meeting, he stated that in the long term, artificial intelligence, not humans, will rule the world. According to him, AI will outpace human intelligence to such an extent that humans will hardly be able to retain control. The only thing we can do is try to make the future of machines at least friendly to us. Tesla clearly continues to believe in Musk's genius. Otherwise, it's hard to explain the fact that shareholders just approved his compensation of $1 trillion. Yes, you heard that right, 1 trillion. Musk hinted early on that he might step down as CEO without this payment, and investors didn't play roulette. Now Elon has a real chance to become the first trillionaire in history. To put things into perspective, $1 trillion is the entire GDP of Spain, but in the form of a bonus for one person. However, he won't receive the money right away. For the bonus to become reality, Tesla must produce 20 million cars, sell 1 million robots, and increase its market capitalization to $8.5 trillion. If everything works out, it will be the largest executive compensation in U.S. history. Neuralink patients are already counting thoughts and even launching airplanes. We recently reported on patients using implants to play video games and control a robotic arm. But now one of them, Alex Conley, has demonstrated completely new capabilities of Neuralink. He received the implant in July 2024, and since then, he's not just using the device, he's writing his own code and customizing the technology. First, Conley reprogrammed his own track chair wheelchair for chin control, then connected it to Neuralink, adding full control with his mind. In a video from a farm, he jokes, "Let's just say we have the coolest ride at the Harvest Festival." But the real shocker is the second video. Alex connected Neuralink to an Arduino, connected it to a quadcopter controller, and just thought. The drone took off. This is all his own development and self-written code, not an official Neuralink feature. As a reminder, the technology is still in clinical trials, and only a handful of patients are already flying drones and reprogramming devices with their minds. It's scary to imagine what will happen in a couple of years. Here's a record-breaking intelligence for pennies combination. A fully fledged robotic dog has been unveiled in China for the price of an iPhone. And in some places, even less. The Rover X1 costs just $1,000, but is equipped with AI, a camera system, object recognition, and an autonomous patrol mode. It can follow its owner, carry things, guard the home, and roam freely over uneven terrain. A promotional video showed versions with wheels and luggage attachments for carrying boxes on its back. Essentially, it's the first mass-market robotic dog that costs as much as a smartphone but functions like a miniature employee. Lenovo has unveiled super light glasses of the future, without cameras but with brains. The Visual AI Glass SV1 weighs just 38 grams because the engineers completely ditched any camera sensors. But inside are two micro-LED displays with 2,000 nits of brightness, fresh resin light guides, and a built-in Lenovo AI assistant that answers questions, translates speech in real time, and helps you navigate the city. The glasses last up to 10 hours, charge in 40 minutes, and most importantly, they can be worn where cameras are prohibited. These are the first smart glasses that don't spy on others but work exclusively with the user, and were released on November 9th, but so far only in China. The end of mosquitoes. The startup Tornal has unveiled a micro-drone that does exactly one thing: hunt mosquitoes and crush them with its propeller. Microphones and sensors allow the drone to identify insects by sound, which then initiates an automatic attack. The drone is completely autonomous, patrolling the area without human intervention. Price? $50 per month with a subscription, or $1,100 if you want to buy your personal exterminator permanently. It looks like the era of sleepless nights and swatting is coming to an end. Mosquitoes have officially reached their apocalypse. Here's an experiment that debunked a dozen myths about phone charging. Chinese bloggers from HTX Studio spent 2 years testing 40 smartphones, testing the effects of different charging methods on the battery. The results surprised everyone. Fast charging has almost no effect on the battery. The difference compared to regular charging was only 0.5%. The 30 to 80% range does extend battery life slightly, but the effect is so minimal that it can be ignored. Verdict: charge however you like. Fast adapters aren't evil, and overnight top-ups aren't a mortal sin. So if you're plugging your phone again at 3 a.m. with 2% remaining, relax, it's all under control. Most AI gadgets are trying to replace smartphones, but there's a catch. Smartphones have already replaced everything else, and it's almost impossible to dislodge them. That's why Sandbar, a startup founded by former CTRL Labs engineers, decided to take a different approach. Their Stream Ring is a smart ring powered by artificial intelligence that doesn't compete with smartphones, but rather complements them. The main idea is to capture thoughts and ideas in the moment before you forget them. The ring captures micro-movements of your fingers and nerve impulses, translating them into text or commands. It's like a digital notepad that works faster than you can open notes on your phone. You can whisper even in a crowd. The ring will understand everything. Stream Ring records your speech, transcribes it, and turns it into neat, structured notes. The microphone is only activated manually. It doesn't listen constantly, and all data is encrypted. The ring works in conjunction with headphones and is controlled entirely by gestures. 2 taps, a swipe to the side, and the command is executed. It's waterproof, lasts 24 hours on a single charge, and costs between $250 and $300 depending on the version. Shipments will begin in the summer of 2026. The idea sounds sound. It's not a smartphone replacement, but a natural extension of its capabilities. We'll see if the device can survive in reality and not just in perfectly edited videos. But what week goes by without a major scandal? This time, Coca-Cola found itself at the epicenter. The company released a Christmas ad created entirely by artificial intelligence. And if last year it seemed like a cute experiment, now viewers have seen pure neurosurrealism. Users are calling the video a parody of Rule 34. Instead of people, there are cartoonish animals, the trucks randomly change the number of wheels, and the atmosphere is reminiscent of a mobile RPG from a Play for Free ad. The internet didn't appreciate it, but Coca-Cola claims that AI makes advertising easier and cheaper. However, the funniest part soon became clear. Over 100 people and several studios worked on this cheap video. They reviewed 70,000 generated fragments to assemble at least something usable. Nevertheless, the company declared the experiment a success and plans to air the video in 140 countries. Now, what you've been waiting for in the comments. Buckle up, friends. Humanity is once again taking a step toward the stars and toward dinner. China became the first in history to fry chicken wings in space, while the rest are content with tubes. A real oven has been installed at the Tiangong station. Temperature 190 degrees Celsius. A mesh bag holds the food in place. Special filters and powerful fans are installed because air doesn't rise in zero gravity. This is the first orbital air fryer. The result? Crispy crust, caramelization, and very happy astronauts. Cooking takes about 28 minutes, almost like on Earth. Now the station smells more like KFC than borscht in tubes. The intergalactic KFC has officially opened. The Europeans have also decided to update their astronaut menu, but they've gone for an eco-vegan approach. The ESA, together with the Finnish startup Solar Foods, has launched an experiment called Hobby 1. Yes, that's a real name, and no, we're not kidding. Scientists want to turn urine into a protein powder. So lean, a mixture of protein, air, electricity, and a little recycled urea. The logic is simple. Delivering food to the moon and Mars is incredibly expensive, meaning the ideal option is to eat what the crew produces, right on board. It sounds like a space diet joke, but the experiment is absolutely real. Soon, astronauts will try protein created literally from thin air and their own bodies. And on that space eco note, that's all we have. Thanks for watching Future Digest. Like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. There's even more crazy stuff to come.